Hillary Opine here, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about a blog I wrote this week, How to Modify. And I think as teachers sometimes it can be a fear factor when someone comes in and they have slipped or herniated disc, or they have a knee issue, or they have a hip issue, or a frozen shoulder, or anything along the line that's out of the so-called norm healthy body. In reality, I don't think there's a normal healthy body. I think everyone has something. But sometimes it can be challenging for us as teachers, and how do we modify, and how do we, prop someone. And for those that have worked with me, I'm not a proppy person. I do have a teacher I love, and she uses balls and stuff, but I know why you have that ball in your hand or at your feet. It is very clear. So when props are used, of course, that's got to be clear to the client is, what is this for? But if you take all that away, how do you work with that client who comes in with back pain or shoulder, neck, whatever it is, and give them a safe and challenging workout? For me, to give you a little bit of my thought process on this, is I had not an injury, but all of a sudden, it felt like all of a sudden I had back pain, and it just got worse, and it inhibited my movement. For 2.5 years, I went to different doctors, chiropractors, massage therapists, all of this, got different answers, MRIs, x-rays, everything. But I continued my weekly Pilates, but I think what hit me, looking back, and in that moment as well, but more so looking back, was I felt when the teacher would say, well, we're going to modify this, or let's prop you here, or let's not do that today, let's do this. It made me feel, one, that I had failed, 2, that I wasn't good, 3, that I was injured and I was damaged, and that I wasn't good enough, and all this is going in my brain. And I also felt like my workouts were no longer challenging for me, that I wasn't doing the things that I had done before, which, of course, no fault of the teacher, because again, they're not in, and we're not in the client's body. But I knew I could do more, and I knew that this wasn't working. But again, in the other part of my brain, it's like, well, is this how it's going to be? Is this it? So I think about that with my clients, and I want them to be challenged. I want them to be safe, obviously, and I want them to see progress. I don't want them to come in and be doing the same thing, and in the exercise be in the same place they were a year ago. I want them to see every year when we meet, because they know the first of the year we go over those goals. And I want their goals to have changed. I want them to have seen, hey, look, this was your goal last year, this is what you wanted, and look where we got. So I want them to be able to see that and feel it throughout their workouts. So I wanted to take a look at just the 100 today, and take away the tabletop, take away with the legs starting up, and really just take it back to on the floor, to just what's called like the lift, and just keeping it there. So if someone has a back problem or can't lift their legs off the floor, then how can we get them stronger, get them more connected, and maybe someday those legs do float up? Because trust me, I've had multiple clients that came with back issues, or hip, actually one with hip, in different things, and we started this way, and over time, one day I said, feel like the legs are floating up, and boom, their legs floated up, and their eyes were huge. They were so excited, as I was excited. So let's take a look at the 100, and let's just stick with the lift. So if you have your client, or you, and you can do it with me, I don't mind, lie down, arms long, legs reaching, curl the head and shoulders up, as if you're going to do your 100. Curl up, but keep your legs on the floor. Reach your arms so far, like you really think you're going to touch your feet. And then reach your legs so so far away that you really feel, and you're telling your brain, I'm gonna lift my legs, but you don't. But you feel like you're gonna lift them and you're squeezing them so hard. And then just bring it back down. And I don't know about you, but my whole body was just vibrating on fire there. And then take a breath, do it again, curl up, reach those arms, reach those legs so far away, squeezing them together, and maybe they float up. Maybe they don't. We just see where they go. And then back down. So that's just a modification in terms of the 100 and lifting the legs. So you could just stay there in that whole reach and the length, and you can, let them feel your hands there, have it against a wall, let them feel the push. And then maybe one day they're up here, they're reaching those legs, they float up, and then they can take their legs wherever they want to go and start their arms pumping. Even if they take them back up here. But whatever it is, all of a sudden they've got that connection, they've got that whole opposition going. So wherever those arms and legs are, then they've connected, they've gotten stronger, they saw a change, and you kept them safe. Because they know their body and they know what's going to not happen. And if you say, reach your legs so far away, you feel like they're gonna float up, and they don't float up, well, that's okay, and the client's gonna know that. So that's just kind of one aspect of modifying that I wanted to look at. But think of all the different, maybe through the mat work, and go through the mat work and think of all the exercises and how you could maybe break it down. Instead of modifying it so much that you're taking out the whole purpose. And then look at the exercise. What is the purpose? Why do I want to give it to this client? What's the purpose of this? Why am I doing it? It makes the work for the client more interesting. It makes your hour more interesting. So I'd love to hear if you have any kind of tools in your toolbox in regards to any modifications along that line. Love to hear. But you can read the blog at www.hillaryopine.com.